Oh, yeah. Good morning. Oh, Oscar's such a nice guy. When I was home this during Thanksgiving and winter break, he hosted me. And he's an academic weapon. He works hard and he's nice to everyone. After 3 years being friends with Oscar, one thing I found out is that he drinks lots of Viking berry monster. And honestly, I'm just proud he's still alive with that much pain. Please welcome my boy Oscar Gronros.
Hey son, I love you, bro. You'll always be my brother. Good morning, Hebron. When I was much younger, my parents would tell me stories about my family. I loved when they would tell me about my grandparents. They would tell me about the little camper my great-grandparents lived in, how my mother would go and help clean them for them, not only to clean, but also to keep them company, because they so rarely went out. I would laugh every time my mom finished the story with my great-grandfather telling her, "Jenny, don't take any wooden nickels." These old sayings never made much sense to me, but one always stuck out the most. Count the pennies and the dollars will count themselves. I would always wonder, what use is all of those pennies? I would imagine myself with piles and piles of pennies, but I could never understand where the dollars came from. Now, I'm too caught up with school, being a proctor and living on campus, to sit around thinking about pennies. With ambitious goals for my future, I too often spend my whole day worrying, not about that night, not about the next day, but planning it out days in advance. My future looks huge, from AP classes to college to graduation, and I'm still trying to create time to spend with friends. Too often it feels like I'm unable to manage it all. I'm caught up in the planning and the ideas, and I ignore the actual work. All of this can feel like I'm counting 20s, way past the pennies and the dollars. However, life isn't as daunting as it always seems. If you had asked sophomore year me, I would have had a similar response. I would have told you all about Algebra 2 and how I didn't understand it one bit. Now, in AP Calc, I find myself using Algebra 2 concepts every single day. While it seemed hard at the time, it was only as difficult as I made it. By looking at it in this huge light, I found myself feeling stuck. I would start to worry about even starting my work, and it became all too much. However, when you only count the 20s, you miss out on the pennies that make it up. What once seemed impossible in Algebra 2 has now become so easy, I don't even think about the nights I spent studying, trying to understand. Too often we look ahead at our future and lump months and years together into one large task. We forget the weeks, the days, and even the hours that make it up. We're already 2 months into the year, and looking back, it has been much easier than I ever expected. I was looking at the year as a whole. I only saw the work, the stress, and the struggle. I forgot to count the pennies, and the dollars stopped counting themselves. Going forward, the school year looks long. I can see that I'll have many tests, projects, essays, and college decisions to make. However, I will stop myself. I won't follow the routine of counting 20s and every day feeling like a marathon. Instead, I will focus on the pennies. The times I reread my notes to understand that one formula, the tests where I feel prepared and everything comes easily to me, and especially the nights in the union where my teammate and I never get kicked off the pool table. All of these slowly add up. They create my fond memories of Hebron. When I look back at my time, I don't just see the 20s, the months and years, I see the pennies. So Hebron, please, never forget to count the pennies. Thank you.